Many of us are thinking about the environment these days, so maybe you're thinking about changing your cleaning products, making a greener choice.
But before you make the switch, News 13's Jennifer Emmert has some information. Consumer Reports shows us some products that may not be as green as they seem.
It may feel like green cleaning products are everywhere. But what does saying a product is green even mean? Consumer Reports says not much. The same goes for words like natural, plant-based, non-toxic, and eco-friendly.
These are really just marketing terms to make a product seem more appealing. It's sometimes called greenwashing, a gimmick meant to attract consumers who prefer to buy products from environmentally conscious brands.
Still, lots of people want to make eco-friendly choices. Start by thinking about what aspect of being green is important to you. Should a cleaner be made from plants, biodegradable? And while an eco-friendly product may use less plastic in its packaging, that doesn't mean the product is free from harmful chemicals.
Another important thing to know is that just because a product is natural or plant-based doesn't mean it's safe. It could even be toxic. That's something you want to be aware of, especially if you have kids around.
A better way to choose cleaning products is to look for one of these seals of approval from independent third-party organizations that evaluate the company's claims. This seal from UL signifies a product has a lower environmental impact than other similar products. Factors like a manufacturer's energy consumption, water usage, and waste. To be EWG verified, products can't include certain ingredients identified to be potentially harmful to human and environmental health. The same is true when you see the Safer Choice logo. To get this seal, the EPA also considers to what extent a product's packaging is sourced, made, and transported using renewable energy. You can even search their website to see if your favorite cleaner got their approval. Jennifer Emmert, News 13.
Whichever products you choose, Consumer Reports says try to use less. A drop of detergent could be just as effective as a big one.
Also consider buying concentrated cleaners in smaller bottles that use less plastic and use fewer resources to make and transport products. Now go to WLOS.com and click on Consumer Reports under the News tab for more information.
A pilot program is underway using an electric bracelet to monitor DWI offenders.
The Governor's Highway Safety Program and the Western DWI Task Force have launched the program they hope will stop repeat offenders. News 13's Charles Perez has the story.
It's happened over and over again. Somebody gets arrested on an alcohol-related offense and they end up back out on the streets or behind the wheel doing it again. That, however, is about to change.
You can be confident that they're going to be sober or they're going to be in jail.
Ellen Pitt and Mothers Against Drunk Driving leading the charge to make this alcohol monitoring bracelet available to keep offenders from striking again and giving police a tool to keep tabs on potential drunk drivers.
This bracelet allows for some type of accountability because we can't be everywhere at every time.
The bracelet, called a CAM bracelet for continuous alcohol monitoring, can measure alcohol in a person's sweat. Now, this Western North Carolina Judicial District is launching a trial program to see if these bracelets will keep offenders from offending again.
They have a duty to protect us from repeat offenders. They have a duty to the innocent.
I was sitting in Tuscola parking lot and this Dodge vehicle just ran all over top of me.
A driver in the pickup lane at Tuscola High School struck another vehicle while picking up her child. That driver blew a .2 alcohol level, more than twice the legal limit.
That was a scary day.
Yeah, I'm sure it was
I don't ever want to see that again.
The driver had previously been arrested and was awaiting her next court date.
Unfortunately, by the time these things cycle through court, it can be a year, year and a half, 2 years in some cases, and that's every day they have an opportunity to re-victimize without any sort of accountability.
Accountability that may have kept the collision at Tuscola High from happening.
Anything that involves the safety of students, anything that involves the safety of the general public, if we can be preventative about that rather than reactive to it, then it's definitely a good thing.
A good thing, she says, for everyone.
It keeps me awake at night. Keeps me awake at night.
With good reason.
Now, one issue with this bracelet is it comes at a cost to the offender. So if the offender can't afford one, they don't get one. And that's why this program is so important. If lawmakers see it works, they're more likely to make it happen.
From the low country to the upstate, more than a dozen schools across South Carolina were hit with false active shooter threats today.
And this isn't an issue unique to the Carolinas. Schools across the nation have been dealing with similar hoaxes from viral challenges on social media.
Experts say these threats are not jokes or pranks, they are just cruel. News 13's Taylor Thompson was in Greenville this evening where the latest incident occurred.
A possible active threat was quickly found to be a hoax earlier today at Greenville High School, an incident known as swatting that has increased all around the country.
So earlier today we received a call into dispatch from an unknown male that stated there was a shooting at Greenville High School.
The police department contacted the school resource officer where they quickly found out the threat was a hoax.
Immediately, because the SRO was on scene and they already knew that there wasn't any kind of situation occurring, no sounds of gunfire or anything like that.
Protocol still led the police, EMS, and fire to the school to ensure a clear scene.
Even if we think something's a hoax or, we'll get prank calls and stuff like that, we still have to take it seriously just because of the nature of the allegations that were levied over the phone.
President of National School Safety and Security, Ken Trump, says that these types of threats add more anxiety to what was already there.
Threats that come in add to the anxiety of an already uncertain, stressed, and anxious school community who's worried about a school shooting.
Earlier this year, schools in Western North Carolina dealt with similar threats as law enforcement urges the seriousness.
This, although it may seem like a joke to someone, it's far from it.
Sergeant Bragg describes it as a waste of time and resources.
It takes resources away from actual real calls for service and people that actually need the resources. So it's very serious. It's a very serious offense when you're caught.
As many school districts around the state have been victim to these prank calls, leaders are urging the public to always remain vigilant and report suspicious activity.